We have an email from a very angry audience member, very irate audience member, who said that his PenFed credit limit is still tiny after 12 years with the institution. So he's asking PenFed why. His FICO is up, he has a low DTI, and his CUR is also low. So into this conversation, we are going to dissect everything and try to offer solutions for our beloved viewer. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we have a case that was brought over to us by Lamar. And basically, he said his PenFed credit limit is still tiny after 12 years with the institution. So PenFed, why? His FICO is up, he has low DTI and CUR. So let me first tell you what's really going on here. And I'm saying this because I want to recap the situation for all of our beloved viewers. And listen, viewers, you guys are very smart. Please pitch in, please chime in, please. I want you to give all whatever you think about the case and really help Lamar actually find a solution, because he really does not like his tiny limit, which is understandable. So what's going on here? We have Lamar A. Lamar, I'm sure you were listening because you promised you were listening or watching us because you promised to do so. You are 55 years old, you are a male, and you live in Aberdeen, South Dakota, wonderful city. And you are married with 3 adult kids, and you are a geologist. And your CUR right now is 18%, and your DTI is 39%. Right off the bat, you said your DTI was low, but 39% is not really low. But okay, I'll come back to that later on. But you have been a PenFed member for 12 years. And the thing is that your wife is also a member, okay? And you are making right now a very solid, very comfortable $98,000 a year. That's gross income, but it's really, really good, especially if you live in Aberdeen, South Dakota. This is like, whew, you are a king there. So, dear viewers, I'm just exposing to you the synopsis of today's conversation, the foundation of today's conversation. So the problem here is that Lamar says that his PenFed credit card has been at the same limit for the last 12 years. Okay, and is it no? I think I don't know if it was the card that he got when he actually became a member, or he got the card later on. But the thing is that he just says that, you know what, and I really feel him. I really feel his anger. Why? Because he's making $98,000, and he thinks his credit limit is tiny. The question is, what is tiny? I mean, what is really tiny? I mean, is it five grand, 10 grand, 20 grand? Because it's all relative here. First things first. Lamar, what is your FICO score? Because you talked about your income. This is pretty cool, okay? And you said, my FICO score is up. What does up really mean? Because it's up. Are you a 600? Are you a 700? Are you in the 800s? What is up? We really need to have a clear answer about your FICO score, because just coming here and just talking about my FICO score is up is not going to help us analyze your case further. Another thing, you said that you have a low DTI and CUR. That's what you said, and you said this several times in the series of emails we have with you. You said my DTI, my debt to income ratio is low. My credit utilization ratio is low. Okay, I get that. But when we analyze the data, when we analyze the numbers, your CUR definitely is low. 18%, that's pretty good for CUR. But your DTI is not low. I don't care, how you analyze it. your DTI, your debt to income ratio at 39% is not low. So you really need to get this in your mind and say that you don't have a low DTI. Very important. And there is something very more aggravating for us as we analyze your situation. And I'm just being very straightforward with you, okay? There is a big delta between your DTI and CUR, which means something else is going on. You have high debt. There is a big chasm. There is a big gap between your DTI at 39% and your CUR at 18%, which means that you must have had, or you currently have, debts. So the question I want to ask you is, did you request a limit increase? When did you do it? Because you said, my PenFed credit limit is still tiny. Now, did you actually request a limit? Because there are consequences when you request a limit. They might run a hard pull or a soft pull, depending. But if you requested a credit limit increase, what did the denial letter say? Because if they disapprove, if they denied you, they need to send you a letter explaining the rationale behind their denial. What did the letter say? And how many credit cards do you currently have? How many credit cards do you have from PenFed? How many credit cards overall do you have? And another question is, how does your wife, how does she cope with the whole thing? Does she have a separate card? If yes, was her limit raised recently? Those are quintessential questions that you got to answer us. You can answer in the comment section, or you can answer us via email, and we'll update the wall of this video to let viewers know what really transpired. Very important. Now, Lamar, I want you to be careful because we are in dicey territory here. Why? The thing is, I want to ask you a question. Because you have put a lot of numbers out there, this is kind of cool. You are making $98,000 a year. But my question to you is, how are you doing financially? You got to answer that question. And don't you try to razzle dazzle me. How are you doing financially? I'm not asking you how much money are you making. What is your net worth? And most importantly, how much debt do you have? Because your DTI is high. I mean, compared to some people, 39% is not really high, but when you analyze DTI from an absolute perspective, a 39% DTI is high. And a lot of financial experts, including our team members, will tell you this is a lot. It is a lot. In other words, it means that you are taking 40 cents out of every dollar of income that you generate to pay debts. So your debt is very high. Now, do you have any disposable income? Lamar, I'm talking to you. Do you have any disposable income? And the other question is your relationship with PenFed solid? Your banking relationship? Because if they're not raising your limit, there must be something. There must be something precluding them from doing so. And that something must come from you. Must come from you. It's not coming from PenFed. I mean, they have millions of members. Why should they actually jeopardize your situation with them? No, they want to make money. So the more limit they give you, the more money they make. But what is your relationship with PenFed? And my question is, you are a geologist. Do you have direct deposit with PenFed? Is your direct deposit, is your paycheck coming into a PenFed account or another account? Okay, so those are important questions. And what is the couple's net worth? What is the net worth of your couple? How are you doing? How are you coping financially, monetarily? Those are important questions. And is your wife working? In other words, do we have two sources of income in the house or one source? So the reason why I'm asking this question, because PenFed is not going to raise your limit if they think that you pose a potential risk, monetarily speaking. And it doesn't matter if you're making $100,000, $1 million, or $500,000, whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters to PenFed is your ability to repay whatever you charge on the card. Your ability to be what they call solvency. Are you solvent? Very important. Solution idea number one, Lamar, what you want to do, and I want to do it right now. I want you, after the show, I want you to pick up the phone or go to your online dashboard and do something for me. And you have to do it right now. You need to update your income information. I think, and our team believes, and this is actually, we believe that you did not update your income information for the last whatever years. You probably, you started with PenFed 12 years ago. How often did you update your income? I bet you didn't do it that often. So you really have to do it. This is the first thing you have to do, because you need to actually tell a lot of folks at PenFed, including their almighty algorithm, that, hey, listen, I'm making more cash now than I was a couple of years ago. Because $98,000, that's close to 6 digits. That's a comfortable salary. That's a comfortable source of income. That's a comfortable number. So you need to make sure that number is reflected in PenFed records. Very important. And again, I can really vouch that you did not do this. So you have to do it. That's the very first thing. And listen, after you update your income info manually in your dashboard, you want to call customer service and ascertain and confirm that they indeed can see it. Because what's going to happen here is that you're going to realize that the algorithm all of a sudden will start liking you, because your income is like, imagine if 12 years ago you were making 60 grand, or you were making 55 grand. 12 years later, you were making you're making now close to 100 grand. That's a lot of cash. That's a big delta. And that's a delta that should be in your favor. Okay. So those are really important. So once you update your income, if you are close to, I don't know if PenFed has branches in South Dakota. I don't think they do, but if you can go to a physical branch, and that's something you need to do, this will be very, very helpful for you. But one thing I want to say here is that you really, if you ever go to a branch or you speak to someone over the phone, you want to volunteer to send them your pay stubs to actually ascertain, to confirm that you indeed are making $98,000 now a year. A W-2 could also be good. So 1099, W-2s, anything that can prove your employment and your pay will be fantastic. Solution idea number 2. Lamar, after you updated your income, what you want to do is you need to improve your payment history. Again, we need to bring down this DTI, and this DTI is really high, and we need to bring it down. And if you are making enough money, you're making 98 grand a year, and I asked you earlier about your disposable income. If you have enough cash, why don't you just make a balloon payment and bring down a little bit of just make a balloon payments for your outstanding loans a little bit, like maybe 5,000 or 10,000, so you can bring your DTI down to maybe 30%. 39% is high, and is acting in your disfavor. It's not. It's deleterious for you. It's detrimental for you. It's not helping you. Okay, so you want to improve your payment history. We are talking about making sure that you make multiple payments a month on your credit cards, on your lines of credits, and what have you. And you also simultaneously want to make sure that you actually bring down the balance on your outstanding loans. This is going to help you a lot. I mean, really, and make more than your minimum monthly payments. I think you already got that lesson, because you have a low CUR, you have a low credit utilization ratio, which is good. But I think you want to bring that credit utilization ratio even lower than 18%. I mean, don't rest on your laurels, Lamar, because right now what you want to do is you want to pursue two things at the same time. You are trying to reduce your CUR and your DTI simultaneously. That's the name of the game. We want to do this simultaneously so that we can actually beef up your FICO score, which I'll talk about later on. But the thing here is that you want to take care of that and keep all your accounts in good standing. Okay, make sure that you are basically, because when I'm speaking about making your minimum monthly payments, the whole thing is just to keep the current credit card that you have with PenFed in good standing, making payments. Okay, not really running any NSF on the checking account side. Okay, and one thing I want to say also is that you want to make sure that you follow up on the income update that we just spoke about earlier. You want to You want to follow up on that maybe 1 month and 2 months or 3 months afterwards to make sure that PenFed actually reflects your updated income. You want to have the right income. Very important. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another session of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about there was a case that was brought over to us by Lamar, and Lamar is really pissed right now. He's been at the same credit limit for the last 12 years, I believe, and he's making a lot of cash, and he does not understand the gap. He doesn't understand the delta between his income and the tiny limit that that PenFed has given him. So, solution idea number 3: you want to cultivate better banking ties with PenFed. Lamar, did you hear that? I'm saying that you need to have a better relationship, a better banking relationship with PenFed. This is important. This is going to help you tremendously. Right now, we suspect you have not done that. Like, you've been playing games with PenFed, not really parking your cash with them and hoping that they will increase you. What's up with that? What's up with that? You got to do it. Because you wrote us in your emails, you said you have one account with PenFed, and then you have another account with Wells Fargo. You have an account with another local credit union, and you have a third account with, I think it was Citi. But the thing is, why are you playing games with PenFed? You want a high limit from them, and you're not parking some of your cash with them. What's up with that? This is a dead giveaway right there, because you're not actually doing the right thing by them, and you want them to do the right thing by you. No, it's all about action reaction. We said this on this show multiple times. This whole universe is based on logic. It was created out of logic. Action reaction. You help me out, I help you out. You give me some of your cash, I give you some of my cash. Okay, so you want to think about direct deposit, which you should have. Right now, you don't have direct deposit. And I'm not asking you to have 100% of your direct deposit with PenFed, but trying to park some of your cash with them. It can be 50%, 45%, 60%, whatever it is. You need to put something there. Trying to have a better checking account, because you don't have the right checking account with PenFed. With PenFed, you systematically and reflexively want to have the Access America account. This is the account that's going to help you. Access America account. Okay, think about savings, think about CDs, IRAs. And the thing is, when you think about your relationship with PenFed, please think about you and also your family. What I'm trying to say, you can also open accounts for minors, your children. You have 5 children, or you have 3 adult children. So you don't need to actually open accounts for them. They are adults, so you don't need that. But what I'm trying to say is, think about you and your wife. Do something together. That will help you a lot. Solution idea number 4. Lamar, I want you to increase your FICO score. And you haven't said where you were at in terms of FICO score, but I suspect that you're not in the 700 or 800. I mean, our team thought that you were around 675. We asked you via email, but you did not respond to us. So we thought we were going to do the show anyway without that important piece of information. But my thing is, whether you are 700 or 600 or 750, you still need to work on your FICO score. Okay, and this will help you actually make sure that you actually get the limit that you need and deserve. Because again, you haven't told us the limit that you wanted, but it would have been nice to know the limit. I mean, if you said, I have a tiny limit, is it 2,000? Is it 5,000? Is it 1,000? Because for some people, 2,000 is not a tiny limit. For some people, 5,000 is not a tiny limit. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but maybe your limit is tiny for you, but it's not tiny for everybody else. But anyway, the thing is, you have to actually increase your FICO score. You have to actually check your credit reports for accuracy. You want to make sure that everything is accurate on your credit reports. So you can go to annualcreditreport.com. You can go to other players. There are a lot of players out there. Our favorites are Credit Karma, Nerd Wallet, Wallet Hub, they actually give you access to your credit score for free. Okay, and the thing is, I mean, in exchange, you give them your data, and they will send you every now and then some kind of solicitation, some kind of credit cards or loans. You know, they got a commission on that. But long story short, you want to monitor your credit score periodically. I'm speaking once a month for you or twice a month for you. I mean, at this point, okay. So make sure that you always pay your credit accounts on time, and you want to lower your credit utilization ratio. I said this before. This is important. You need to lower your CUR, you need to lower your DTI. Those two criteria must be lowered, must be reduced. I don't care how you do it, you have to do it. You must do it. If you are really pissed about your tiny PenFed credit limit, then you must be pissed enough to make sure that you take action. Okay, because when you're pissed, you take action. And you want to take care of credit accounts that have been sent to collections. The question is, do you have any credit accounts that have been sent to collections in the last, say, 24 months or 18 months? And one question I also wanted to ask is, do you even know your PenFed Next Gen internal score? Okay, have you optimized your account age, credit mix, and credit inquiries? There's a lot of things you can do. I mean, the thing is, you just told us your big numbers, your income. That's kind of cool. I mean, listen, geologists making nearly a 6-digit. That's pretty cool. But we need to look at the details. We need to look at the granularity of your financial situation to give you a complete and satisfactory solution. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, we were talking about the issue, a problem that was brought over by Lamar, and he wants to have a higher credit limits. And we hope we provided the best that we could to help you out. But dear audience members, viewers, please comment below if you have any idea, if you have any opinion. We love comments from our beloved viewers. Very smart opinions. So please help Lamar out, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.